Hello, this lesson is about calculating the percentage of a quantity. Of a quantity. And to do that, we talk about three different ways. So you can do it first. You can do it mentally for some cases. So remember, 5%, find 5%, divide the quantity by 20. Divide the quantity by 20. For 10%, divide the quantity by 10. Divide by 10. For 25%, divide the quantity by 4. For 50%, divide by 2. I give you an example. Find 15% of, say, 60. All right, so remember 15% is 10% and 5%. So you can find them separately and add them up. So 10% of 60 is 6. 5% of 60 is divided by 23. So 15% of 60 is these two added together. 6 plus 3, which is 9. So 15% of 60 is 9. Okay. That was finding it mentally. Now we do it using a calculator. Using a calculator. To find the percentage. All you need to do is basically you need to multiply. You need to multiply and use the percentage button on your calculator. The percentage is on, if you're using a Casio calculator on the same spot where your bracket is, that bracket. But make sure you press the shift before that. Press the shift button before pressing this bracket. So as an example, find 8% of 25. All right, how do you do that? You type in your calculator, type in your calculator, what you're going to type. 25, then type times, then type 8, then percentage. So you already know all of this. Type 25, that's times, then 8, and then percentage. And percentage I just explained. Just press shift and then bracket. And then equal. If you did that in your calculator, you will get 2. Okay, that will give you as your answer. That is by using your calculator. And the third method is by doing calculations. Then by calculations. How you're going to use that calculation is just again remember write the percentage as fraction. Write the percentage as a fraction. Okay, to refresh your mind, say 7% as a fraction is 7 over 100. Remember, percentage is always out of 100. So 7 goes at the top, and 100, how do we know 100? 100 is your coming from your percentage. So that's as a fraction. Then multiply, like we did before, and simplify if possible. Simplify if possible. As an example, find 6% of, say, 150. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to write the percentage as a fraction. We just say it's going to be 6 over 100. Then times it by 150. As you can see, I am always replacing of with a time. So 6% times 150. Of in mathematics means times. Okay, now we are going to do this multiplication. Remember, 150 means 150 over 1. Any whole number can be written over 1, so we change it into a fraction. Okay, now I can probably simplify that. 150 and 100. You can divide both of them by 50. So divide this by 50 and divide this by 50. If I divide this by 50, I'm going to get 3. If I'm dividing this by 50, I'm going to get 2. So I end up with 6 over 2 times 3 over 1. Again, I can divide the top and bottom of this fraction by 2. So divide this by 2, you get 1. Divide this by 2, you get 3. Now times the tops, 3 times 3 is 9, and 1 times 1 is 1. And as we said, 9 over 1 is as good as 9. As you can see, when simplifying fractions, you can choose the denominator of one with the numerator of the other one. Or you can use the numerator and denominator of the same fraction and divide by any number if possible, if they have any common factor. As the last one, let's have a look at a word problem. Say a student earned 65% in a test which had 20 questions. How many questions did the student answer correctly? Okay, again, here the whole amount is how much? Is 20, and the student got only 60% of that. So 60%, sorry, 65% of 20. Okay, so we are going to find 65% of 20. That's what he got right. And of means again times, you times. All right, again, this is going to be written as a fraction. 65 always over 100. Percentage is always over 100. So that becomes 20. Again, I can write it as 20 over 1 and 65 over 100. Now I can simplify this and this because I can divide both of them by 5. So that becomes 4. Sorry, I can actually divide both of them by 20. So that becomes 1, that becomes 5. So I get 1 over 1 times 65 over 5. And 1 over 1 is just 1. And times by 65 over 5, anything times 1 is just itself. So you get 65 over 5. Now let's see if we can simplify it. Yes, we can. We can divide the top and bottom by 5. If you divide this by 5, you get 1. If you divide this by 5, you get 13. All right, and you get 13 over 1, and 13 over 1 is nothing but 13. That is your answer. Okay, that's all for this lesson. Thank you for your attention.